So, hold on. Sit the hell down, Chris. We're now live. If you guys have any questions on my live over here, make sure that you drop them in.
I already pressed record. I don't even know where we're starting.
Hi.
You know what? Now
Good.
we're doing a podcast after a couple weeks off. This is, from what I'm told, the world's best action sports podcast, the Monday M.A.S.S. Also, Todd, a podcast about nothing, an action sports podcast about nothing. I didn't know if you knew about that.
Truly.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing good.
So how's it going, everybody? It's been 2 weeks.
Too long.
It's been a whirlwind. Chris was in Nicaragua, and then I was in Tahoe, and
We'll fill surf news with mostly my personal trip to Nicaragua. That's probably like an hour and a half or something, a talking point.
I was hoping that
okay?
I was hoping we could talk about crying Brazilians.
That'll be part of it.
It smells like someone microwaved tilapia in here. What does that smell?
Is that my hair?
What's
I just got a haircut.
You did?
And there might be some product in there. Why are you backing away from it?
No, your hair smells great.
Thank you. I was at Bravehold Barbershop just up the street.
All right, let's we're going to get right into this because it's been too long and no one really wants to listen to us wax on about Chris's hair.
They want to hear ad blocks.
Here we go. Do you want?
Let's go. Let's go
All right.
1 and 1. All right. Is that fair?
Ad block coming right up. Here we go.
Monday M.A.S.S is presented by RationAle, the world's best non-alcoholic craft beer. That's right. This is something that'll scratch the itch if you don't want to drink booze, but you want to enjoy a beer. It's the best at RationAle.
That's right. Try to tell me that you can't get excited about decaf.
Yeah.
Okay, Hansen Surfboards. At Hansen Surfboards, the oldest surfboard shop here in Encinitas. They have all your needs. You can go online and get surfboards and everything for your spring break going into summer, which means in San Diego that you need a puffy jacket, apparently.
It's freezing.
It's really cold here.
It's depressing out there.
It sucks. Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel. I'm just going to take 2. It's the newest in underwear.
The newest.
Yeah, it's the newest.
That's the oldest surf shop and the newest in underwear.
It's the newest in underwear technology. It's as if
they sell it at Hansen too.
It's as if an angel is cradling your ball sack.
It's as if the Lord sent an angel
with smaller hands.
Male, female, whatever. Regardless of the pronouns of the angel, that angel is literally holding you up where you belong.
There you go.
Pedal Electric at pedal.electric. You know, I mean, we only deal with the best, obviously. Hansen Surfboards, RationAle, Beneath Apparel. Pedal Electric falls into that category as well, being the world's best e-bikes. And I'm just gonna jump in here because I have a new product too to show you. This is a new product from Bubs.
What is it?
Naturals. It's called Hydrate or Die. There you see it right there.
Wow, they're really jumping on the murder your thirst thing, aren't they?
No, this is actual real
Hydrate or Die.
Electrolytes. And,
Liquid death.
Surf water.
How come all like the beverage things now are like all about we're gonna kill you with hydration?
Our friends at Surf Water just sent me some cases to my house, and they're more about surfing than.
Yeah, but this is hydrate or die. It's like you want to have all the greatest parts of hydration
or die.
Or you're going to die.
Well, because if you don't hydrate, you might die. Just put it in, I'm adding one more add-in to my day from Bubs. MCT, brain oil, collagen, hydration.
All right, look, we're losing followers here.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. So we covered Bubs Naturals. Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce now with the sweeter lid, and we've got some more products coming from Bachan's in the near future. We're actually going to do a giveaway here on the Monday M.A.S.S with a whole bunch of the different people that sponsor the Monday M.A.S.S because I've got so much shit in my garage I need to offload it.
I need some new Bachan.
So I need to figure out what we're going to do, but we're going to be giving away some. But Japanese barbecue sauce, it's almost barbecue. Actually, it's always barbecue season. Who cares? Pannikin Coffee and Tea at Pannikin Coffee and Tea. Waking up San Diego since 1969. It's caffeine.
Yes, the dream is real.
Caffeine's freaking awesome. At New Greens, new formula launching May 1st.
Come on.
It is the salad in a glass thing. Like I told you, it's
You're kind
just
of off your ad block game today, aren't
I'm
you?
off my ad block because I've got there's a lot to get to.
You always
diecutstickers.com
say there's a
at
lot to get to.
diecutstickers.com. We can make you some stickers.
I might have a surprise for you, Todd, but just don't think about it yet. It has to do with die cut stickers. It has to do with ad blocks, elections. There's good things coming for those of you who are out there who love the ad block and who stop listening to the podcast after the ad block's over, which I know there's a lot. Let me just do some self-promoting here since we are in the top of the show, and this is an advertisement. 420, Thursday, April 20th, just up the street this week. We've got a party at Hamburger Hut. This is a spring party. It was going to be a benefit, but we're just calling it a party to celebrate life. It's during Taste of Leucadia, Todd. We got a band called Haze, some youngsters out of Carlsbad that are going to rip. We've got myself, Chris Coté, solo, which you never know. It could totally suck. I do know that Well is going to be awesome, kind of like some modern yacht rock, an incredible band. Aviator Stash, DJ Abnormal. It's 4 to 8 p.m. It's free, open to the public, all ages, during Taste of Leucadia. You do not need a Taste of Leucadia pass to get into this show. It's in a parking lot, and it's going to be awesome. Todd's going to be there.
Hamburgers.
Signing autographs.
Hamburgers are sweet.
All right, so let's get into the podcast. Surf news brought to you by Hansen Surfboards. The biggest news happening in surf right now is that I went on a surf trip. I went on my one personal surf trip a year, Todd. I went with my friend Jesse. Went to a place called Casa La Barra.
How was it?
Puerto Sandino, Nicaragua, central Nicaragua. The best experience. Easy flight, get down there. You know, it does. I feel like it takes a day. What is your thing doing?
I don't fucking know, dude.
You're going nuts over there.
Hold on.
It's like a rave.
I think we're good.
Okay, don't touch it.
Don't touch
Anyway.
it.
Sorry,
So you went to Nicaragua. You surfed medium style waves. They were great.
The small waves I've ever surfed in my life.
That's cool.
You know I'm a small wave enthusiast, and from this 4-day trip, I got a surf machine vlog. I got a video part called Small Wave Enthusiast. Just a lot of media coming, a lot of content, Todd. You would love this place. It's hot. There's a pool, amazing food. Casa La Barra Surf Resort is just super easy, simple, great trip. There's sick waves all over the place. A Transworld alumni, Liam Ferguson, part of the surf resort down there, him and a guy named Dave, and the crew down there, it's an all Nicaragua crew. Luis, Alex, we had a Jerson Barboza shooting photo and video. It was just so nice. And we kind of came up with a new thing, and I think you're going to like this. So it wasn't a surf trip.
Mm-hmm.
It was a surf vacation. There are no rules to a surf vacation. There are suggestions, including no dawn patrol, no step-up boards. You don't even have to surf. You got to be at a surf place, but you don't have to surf.
Mm.
And when you do surf, you only have to go 75%. Those are just some of the suggestions of a surf vacation.
Are you campaigning to change what it means to go on a surf vacation versus a surf trip?
A little bit. It's more of a way to keep the pressure off. Sometimes when you go, I'm going on a surf trip, you gotta there's a lot of pressure.
So your brother goes on surf trips.
On surf trips.
You go on surf vacations.
I go on surf vacations. Like I said, no dawn patrols. You surf whenever you want.
No tan lines.
You do get sunburnt on surf. I got sunburned. My whole back. Myself and my friend Jesse Dauber, who's on the trip with me, both of us got a little excited. We came from super paleness here in California. I don't think the sunblock we brought even worked because my whole back, when I got back, it was purple, and then it turned white, and then all the skin sloughed off.
Ew.
Talking super peelage.
Now that we've talked about your exfoliation routine, let's get right into it and talk about Bell's Beach and a bunch of crying Brazilians.
I mean, that was the part that made it interesting because
that was the best part.
So bad.
That was literally the best part about the Bell's Beach contest.
I don't know what it is this year. I feel like this year's been the worst waves we've seen on the championship tour.
And here.
And here in Encinitas. We had a couple. No, that was 2022. 2022 is great.
Yeah.
So far,
let's-
2023, especially on the championship tour, has been terrible. And Bell's, I think, was the worst of the worst. I mean, again, it's like I watch that shit and I'm entertained because I want to surf better in crappy waves because that's what we surf.
Mm-hmm.
But the world's best surfers in the worst waves,
Ooh, that's a new tour. That's a tour that I would watch.
that's
The world's best surfers in the world's worst waves.
well, that's how it used to be on the ASP tour when they would go to these.
Bring that back.
places. Yeah, even the Challenger Series seems to have great waves. I don't know. I think it's
I just want to talk about the crazy commenting on the WSL
Right.
Instagram account. Okay, so anyways, so here's the way that this whole thing went down. What ended up happening? Ethan Ewing won, beating
according to you.
Felipe Toledo.
No, he beat
Oh,
Connor
wait.
O'Leary.
okay. So where did
Or
okay the
Ryan
Felipe
Calendar.
Toledo thing was going into the final,
Well,
correct?
it wasn't just. It was. I think it was mostly Felipe, but basically, the outrage was due to judging, and it wasn't even the judging of those surfers. It was their competitors. So Felipe was going against. I don't even remember. Score throughout. It was an 8. And you can go back in Instagram and dig through all this, but it just seemed like another one of those things where it's always a conspiracy theory. It's they're manufacturing results, and it's just not happening.
World
It's not.
Shame League.
A lot of shame coming out.
That's like why I just don't understand. Like, why does everyone just like World Shame League?
Well, I think it's not. It's just in surfing. It's in everything, right? It's
Yeah, but that's like not even like crafty. Like World Shame League.
it's not. It's not great. It's
No,
not a
it's not.
great
It's not a
moniker.
good diss. It really isn't.
I think it's these times we're living in. It's not just surfing.
We're not
it's
even-
everything, right? If somebody loses, it's a conspiracy theory. If somebody loses at even a foot race, right? If somebody loses, well, that person's on drugs or whatever. People can't just accept results anymore. And I get it, but I also am like they're not
It's super entertaining to be a bystander and watch the comments be thrown around.
yeah.
Like if you're bored out of your mind. Well, obviously you're bored out of your
We were
mind because
bored
you're
that
listening to
week.
this. And we were pretty bored that week, but Chris texted me one afternoon. He's like, "What are you doing?
Get in the
Get
message
into
board.
the message. Get
DM.
into the DMs on the
Shit was going
WSL."
down.
It was so crazy, like literally crazy. There's probably like 15,000 comments, and 14,889 of them were people from Brazil yelling about
Or Brazilian surf fans.
right, saying it's a crazy conspiracy. Now this is coming on the heels of two Brazilians punching a woman in the head in Indo. So not really the best.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Well, it's not such a great showing. It's not a good
That's
showing.
Weird. That's a weird correlation, though.
I'm trying to drum up drama here.
I can tell.
Yeah. Anyway,
People liked when we got into an argument a couple.
Did they
weeks
really?
ago. They did. And I'm like, I don't like to argue with Todd. So, but
Should we-
and here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. A Brazilian is in first place. Jao Chianca. He earned his way to the top. So if you're a surf fan and you're throwing out these conspiracy theories like things aren't fair, yet the guy is in first place, like the WSL has the best judges in surfing. The ISA has
they
equally
have the
great
best judges.
But listen, I'm saying there's not a concerted effort and a conspiracy either way because they're
It
not
would be
sophisticated
It'd be
enough to do
so.
that.
It takes so much effort to like create a conspiracy
Right.
against a whole nation of people.
Yes.
My God, it sounds exhausting.
And there's events in Brazil. We have Brazilian world champions. So I think for the most part, most Brazilian surf fans are awesome. You go to Brazil, it's so fun. But I think the outspoken critics are always going to hate when their guy or girl loses.
See, that's why,
even
like,
though a Brazilian surfer is in the top spot
I
right
kind
now.
of, I kind of feel like that's like the wackest part about like these sports that basically we all gravitated towards because we didn't want stick and ball. You know, we didn't want like the fucking face.
Okay, Chris is a master of sugarcoating.
You are.
But
You're
I'm
sugarcoated.
with you. I was the one that brought up, and I said the waves were shitty.
I know, but I'm saying like like okay, so when you have like a fan base like
Right.
that is so like
Passionate.
face painty, passionate, like about it's just kind of like to me it's like that's completely the opposite of why I started doing these sports. Like I started skating, which eventually led to surfing and snowboarding
Because
on
there
a regular
was no
because there
fans.
wasn't a bunch of fans.
Wait, were no fans or was
There weren't.
there weren't any fans per se of Todd's skateboarding early on.
Yeah, personally and also.
But when you go to Portugal, when you go to Japan, when you go to Brazil, and you're at a surf event, it's so fun because the fans are so invested and involved. In America, when you're at a surf event, half the fans are there to watch the surfing and get
Right.
stoked. Other half of the fans are there because they want a free sticker.
Also, I mean, I don't get it because I don't like you know how passionate people are against against about like the World Cup
Right.
in football and
Yes.
soccer. Like I get it. Like the people are passionate in other countries, but like personally, it's just weird.
I think people take sports a little too personally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to like cry when the Chargers lost, which is so dumb.
That's fucked up. For real?
Well, I would get drunk if they lost or won.
You'd cry.
No, but I think I think it needs to be said. We're not trying to pile on Brazilian surf fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting that it spreads so fast. It's like a wildfire when there's one person that says shame, or that judging sucked, or or even Felipe looking into the camera and saying, keep trying, and alluding to like the WSL is trying to keep him down, which again, I think, and I'm not saying this because I'm on the teat of the WSL, I'm saying it as a surf fan.
So you're admitting you're on the teat?
Not right this second. In a couple weeks, I will be. I don't know. I just feel like society as a whole, and surf fans included, are very quick to cry about results they don't like.
And what do we say?
We say cry is free.
It is.
Which is funny because cry is free is what happens when other surf fans complain about Brazilians getting too much points, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I love Brazil. I love Brazilian surf fans. I love American surf fans.
Okay.
I like when people paint their faces, Todd.
So it's been like, and as I was kind of alluding to and trying
Did I tell you about going to Nicaragua?
Yeah,
I
you did.
scored.
But listen, we need to talk about this too because, and I'm sorry I tried to paint some weird dramatic parallel between these two events, but there
Right.
was an incident that happened in Bali.
Dude,
It was pretty heavy.
that was radical.
And I'm very curious. I don't know what happened to these two gentlemen.
They're not gentlemen.
They're not
They're not.
gentlemen. They're dipshits.
They're scumbags.
And someone got a female got punched in the water for
Yeah.
basically being on the peak, and I don't know what.
So I'll give you just the crib notes of it. Two gals, they're married. One gal's in the water, the little left, kind of like off the beaten path. But there's, I don't know, it looks like there's 15 people in the water, so it's by no means a secret spot. So she drops in, guy drops in on her. She kind of like pushes his board or whatever. She didn't do anything violent. Pushed the board out. The guy's buddy comes over, punches her in the head.
It wasn't even the guy.
It was the guy's friend.
That it was like wasn't even the person
Yeah.
in context here.
Punched in the head, and I think she kept surfing. They were hassling her in the water. They come to the beach. The two guys that are they're like they have a camp there or something. So they start fighting these two girls. And the guy's defense was, I thought it was a guy. I thought it was a dude. Which A, you shouldn't be fighting over waves anyway. And B, you're the one that dropped in. on her to start the shit, and C, it was very obvious that these were women. Again, regardless of their pronouns, they were women. And the guy knew he was punching a girl, and luckily it all got caught on tape, and the surf world immediately went to work.
Like
Doxed these guys.
all the surf world.
Yeah, doxed them. You had Slater calling, Slater, Felipe, Gabriel Medina, everyone calling for blood.
So I want to know what happened.
So they doxed him. There was a statement released. It kind of was like flaring up, and that's kind of where the mystery starts, because did these guys get kicked out of Bali? Oh, and the main culprit, the main attacker, his ex-wife came out, posted photos of her with straight up like hockey face, like beat up hard.
Whoa.
Saying she had been scared and she had been silent, and seeing this, knew it was time to talk. So she released that too. So this guy has been a serial abuser forever. Just the worst kind of scumbag. And, hopefully they got run out of Bali. I don't know what will happen to them if they go back to Brazil. It was just the worst kind of case of surf rage gone wrong. But luckily they were outed. They were caught. They got dropped by all their sponsors and all that shit. It was just an ugly, ugly incident. And just sad that it even happened.
Yeah,
but luckily,
crazy.
I mean, it was in a way kind of cool to see the surf world, all the top pros, just like, no, this will not stand. So that was cool. We did forget to talk about a couple positive things from Bells.
All right.
The Curren versus Occy heat. Did you watch that?
No.
Pretty sick. I mean,
I did see that. Did he ride like another replica of?
He rode the
Black Beauty?
Black Beauty straight off the rack. Curren
What?
goes to Australia, goes to the surf shop, and grabs 3 boards off the rack.
That's like the
sickest.
It's pretty common knowledge that Curren is from space.
Yeah.
In the best possible sense of the phrase.
Definitely.
Like he is definitely not.
Not of this
He's
world.
not thinking the way that you would think.
He's not thinking.
Or I would think, or anyone else. Like like preparing for a surf trip for him is just walking on the airplane.
Grab a boogie board, some glue,
a roller
duct
skates,
tape, half of a fin. Yeah, amazing. And both these guys were just surfing at such a beautiful level, and it was really cool just to see that classic.
I have someone on here saying that Curren won. Do you think that Curren won, or do you think that Occy won?
Look,
I know that you're.
It's a conspiracy.
I know you're a goofy footer, so obviously you are rooting for Occy.
But I love Curren too. Occy did have a combo that was out of this world. Bottom turn, snap, like classic backside surfing. That was a high point at Bells. Another low point, after having a shocker of an event, the shocker just got worse for Jack Robinson. He got hurt in crappy waves at Bells, dropped to world number 2 from being world number 1 going into that event, and as if that wasn't heartbreaking enough, he has to pull out of his home event, the Western Australia Margaret River Pro, which is set to run April 20th. Have you ever experienced this in snowboarding competition? Like, you have the event, it's coming to your home mountain.
Yeah,
something happens,
I've gotten
you get
hurt.
What is that? Just twice as bad as being hurt?
Yeah,
for, like something else.
It sucks. I mean, like, but it's just part of the business. I'm sure they'll bring him in the booth.
Right.
I'm sure he'll commentate, because oftentimes, people that are, they're from that place. They have insight to the home break or the home playing field that no one else would possibly have. So I look forward to that as a silver lining.
True. Is
to get some new people in the booth.
We got some no-name wild cards coming in, which are going to be fun to watch, and I'm just hoping on hopes that the waves are good, because when the waves are good at Margaret River, that is such a fun event to watch.
So going from a shocker to a sharker, did you hear about just up the way here?
Poncho Beach.
Bodyboarder.
Bumped.
Nibbled. No. Did you see the boogie board? The bodyboard that the person was riding, fortunately, they were not part of the impact, but the bodyboard actually got chomped. It is juvenile great white season here we have kind of like a red tide going on right now, which is not
And the water's
optimal.
freezing, and there's jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
You seen those little fuckers?
Yeah, those little floaty things.
Surfing's
But
out for me for the next couple days.
at any rate, we are experiencing some wild conditions here. The water temperature in Encinitas was colder than Morro Bay
52
last
degrees.
week. Morro Bay was 55 or 54, and it was 52 here.
It is
So-
definitely a crowd reducer.
It really is.
It reduced me.
I've been wearing a 543, and I'm happy as a clam in it.
You smell like a clam.
It does. Red tide does not come off the skin easily. But
Uh-uh.
anyways, fucking sharks.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Sharks, water, cold water, jellyfish, crappy waves. It's all happening in the surf world. Also, we have a couple events coming up. Lemoore is back. Surf Ranch Pro, May 27th, 28th. Then El Salvador. Well, I will be jumping back on the tools, commentating. Right now, Jao Chianca and Molly Picklam are in yellow jerseys. And that's all I have to say about competitive surfing. Well,
I
there's
noticed.
other stuff.
I noticed you didn't go to Coachella this weekend.
I did not go to Coachella. I did watch Underworld live on the YouTube stream.
The vampire movie?
No, the electronic duo.
Oh,
That shit was sick.
I prefer the
FOMO style.
movie about the vampires versus the werewolves.
Survival League dropped a great Coachella send up. All
Wait,
surf
what?
edition. You saw the Coachella poster that Survival League made?
No.
So it was like the Coachella poster, but instead of shitty bands, it's Nate Florence explains NFTs, momentum generation, acapella.
Oh
Slater featuring
yes,
Pearl
yes.
Jam.
I did see this.
Kai Lenny foils the irrigation ditch out back, and even Chris Coté sound checks for 30 minutes.
Is it true that your live show is essentially a sound check for 30 minutes?
It's kind of a check of the crowd's temperature, like your what's your level
Now,
of
is this a
patience
rectal
for-
temperature check or oral?
What's your level of patience for weird music?
It's like the musical equivalent of a prostate exam.
It is, yet no lube. It's a dry, kind of forceful prostate exam. All ages.
All ages prostate exam?
I
Wow.
did have a great all ages show on April 1st. Did I already talk about that?
Wait, yes.
Did I? What is it today?
Today is, we're beyond that.
Lucas Skinner won the Rip Curl World Grom Search Finals in Australia. So he is our Rip Curl Grom Search World Champion. This is pretty cool because he is from Cornwall, which is in England, and his dad is Ben Skinner, longboard world champion as well. This is for shortboarding. He's 15 years old from Perranporth, Cornwall. So English surfing coming up. This is really sad. A local surfer in San Diego State University graduate, jumped off his board on Easter, suffered a spinal cord injury. At the moment, recovering, 23 years old, potentially paralyzed from the waist down. There's GoFundMe happening right now. GoFundMe.com/Colin Bose, BOSSE. Kind of, that's to me, it's just like that's the worst
Gnarly.
case scenario. So we're hoping for the best for you, Colin. In other surf news, there's lots of fun waves happening all around the world. If you want to go to the incredible Casa de la Barra Surf Resort in Nicaragua, which you should, DM me. I've got a discount code.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any other surf news?
No.
Are you wearing booties or just your 543?
Just I don't wear booties ever. I refuse to.
Not even into someone's house that asks politely if you put booties on, like in Japan, Hokkaido.
Can you? No, those are like ninja tabby shoes. Did you have?
Tabby?
Did you? That's what they're called. I had,
Yes.
dude. When I was in eighth,
Throwing stars. And
when I was in eighth grade, I bought a pair of ninja tabby boots, thinking I was the shit.
They're
dude.
like surf booties.
They're like surf
Yeah.
booties, except they're like quiet, tiptoey. So for like I don't
I
know,
loved those things.
for like 3 weeks, I had ninja throwing stars that we weren't supposed to have sharpened,
They were illegal.
but we sharpened them.
Yeah, you did.
And I had a ninja suit. Dude, I was so into ninjas.
Me too. We used to go to Tijuana and buy throwing stars, survival knives. We would actually, my friends and I, in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, full ninja outfits, with knives, with throwing stars, with rope, and we would prowl the neighborhood.
Really?
If my kids did that today, they'd probably, be arrested.
Dude, I made nunchucks. I remember
Yeah.
we made nunchucks. Like,
Those
dude,
were so much cooler. When we
like
were kids.
ninjas were the shit, dude.
Why did ninjas kind of became like not a joke, but like where are my ninjas at? And they made like funny shirts. Like ninjas are serious.
Ninjas are serious.
Ninjas
Like,
are
if
supposed to be
they-
messed with.
But they have these classes now, like at Woodward, they have ninja class, which is kind of basically like
American Ninja Warrior.
it's like parkour. But like imagine like now, like if you had a ninja suit, but you all like your son,
right.
like Roman, like let's get him a ninja suit, dude.
Yeah, that's tight.
And he could just make a like there aren't enough ninja movies anymore. Like I feel like a large swath of my 8th grade life was like watching like there was that movie American Ninja.
That one was.
It was
sick.
so good.
I have.
Let's
a
bring ninjas
special-
back, dude.
I have a special. So Raglan Surf Report. Todd and I basically discovered Raglan Surf Report. Remember, he was on the show.
Who,
like
Luke?
5 years ago.
Yes.
We were in on this personality a long time ago and had a great conversation with him this weekend. And
You actually talked to him?
Yeah.
Wait,
and-
hold on. This is our guest.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had a guest.
Well, it's a video submission.
Okay, go. Play it.
Here we go.
Let's hear it.
Well,
Why isn't it working?
damn it. Where is it? We got it. Okay, we got
There
it.
we go. Okay, go.
Sign up. I don't
What are
wanna
you signing
sign
up for? I thought you had a guest.
I just want to hear him talk. Okay. Okay.
Is this going to happen?
Yeah. Here it is. You want to see the video?
I just want to hear the noise.
Okay. We got it. Just talk about something else. Here it is.
Meanwhile,
Here it is. Yeah. Save to your Dropbox.
what? Can we move on?
Dude, I just
What you just did? What? What you could just call him? You could have walked to New Zealand in the time that it's taking you to organize
Well,
this.
if you just wait a second.
Oh my god, this is not happening.
It's happening.
It's not.
I got it. It's right here. Look, it's on my phone.
I know, but it's not happening.
It is happening.
Is this the part in the podcast where we pause it? So okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, hey guys, Luke here, and
You
I've
can
got
see
some
him.
pretty big news coming out of New Zealand. We are about to, well, not about to, but eventually we're on track to be one of the powerhouses of international surfing. And that's because we've finally got the training grounds to progress as a surfing nation, because we've finally got our very first wave pool. And it's in the South Island of New Zealand, a town, relatively large town called Wanaka. Todd may have been there for snowboarding and all that, but it's known for snowboarding, and I'm now surfing, I guess. It's a wave pool. It's not like a Kelly Slater wave pool or a Waco wave pool or an urban surf wave pool. It's more of like, say, a wave pool that you get in a shopping mall. More like less curvy, like less curvature, less tube, and more just completely flat. Because it's one of those, I think they're called flow riders. It's this technology from the 90s. We've finally got it here in New Zealand, which is awesome. I mean, we're all pretty wrapped as a surfing nation about that, because it's going to bring in like a revenue. It's going to bring in tourism. This town's going to boom. Like they're calling for double the population. So I'm not sure if the infrastructure can handle 800 people, but that's something that we're going to have to work out the kinks. I mean, it will definitely help our surfing progression through, I guess, boogie boarding and skimboarding, because you can't have fins on it because it's too shallow. But we will get a lot better at surfing through skimboarding and boogie boarding on this standing wave. It's not really a wave, but it's kind of a wave. But it's not like Kelly Slater's wave pool, Waco wave pool, or the Melbourne Urban Surf wave pool. It's more like a wave pool that you get in a mall. But I mean, if you were going to go to a shopping mall, would you choose the shopping mall that didn't have a wave pool or the shopping mall that did have a wave pool? I know what one I'd choose.
The wave pool.
Thank you, Luke. Raglan Surf
Luke
Report.
Cederman,
That's an actual
everyone.
report from Raglan Surf Report.
That's right.
So
And that is
we have celebrity guests. on our
Wanaka
show.
does have more than 400 people currently.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to go there. Uh,
That's cool. Is that a real thing? They're actually like putting a flow rider in Wanaka.
it's not a flow rider. It's a local invention.
A local invention.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
We'll see what happens. Thank you, Luke.
Okay.
I'd love to just get Luke every week. We're done with surf news. Let's go to skate news, brought to you by Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel, Worble World. Warble World.
I literally,
that 5
I
times
haven't
fast.
been paying attention to any skateboarding
Why?
at all. I just haven't been. You're gonna have to.
And you'll tell us about what you've been doing other than that in snow news. Well, we got the Mole Bros, Cookie Dough, Man Ramp, Jen, Eunice, and more. Soundtrack by Cobra Man. This video rips. If it says Warble in the title, you know it's going to be good. If Man Ramp's in it, you know it's going to be good. If Cobra Man is providing the soundtrack,
If
you know it's gonna be
Man
good.
Ramp is a ramp that is a man, would that be logical to assume that Cobra Man is
a snake that's
snake
actually a band.
a man?
Yes. Other great videos for y'all to watch. Drano Chugger 3 Hell on Earth is another banger.
Drano
You may
Chugger.
have seen the clip of the fella pulling a sword out of a stone and then sticking it back in and pole jamming the sword. Only in Drano Chugger will you see that.
I did see an incredible clip that I reposted on my Instagram the other day. This is my skate news.
Okay. Breaking skate news from Todd Richards.
It's
Go.
a welcome. It was on Welcome Skateboards.
Oh, the drop in.
Well, it was a ollie to like straight, like pop straight up to wall ride down something that virtually was not slanted.
Yes.
That was incredible.
loved that.
That was my skate
I
news.
liked it and subscribed.
That's all I have.
We've got some really great skate news. Tony Hawk, our guy, Tony Hawk, was recently in New Mexico between Window Rock, Arizona, and Shiprock. And he was there to support and help with the festivities opening the Dene Skate Garden, part of the skate park project. So this is in the remote part of the Navajo Indian Reservation. And Todd, you knew this about. I lived on the Navajo Indian Reservation. So just any way to make these stories about me more than Tony Hawk. But it's just really cool. Tony Hawk literally giving back and providing a place to skate for skaters on the Navajo Indian Reservation. There's not much, I can guarantee you, not much to skate in that area. So a park in that zone will be, that's where we need to build skate parks. We don't need any more parks in California, but we do need more parks on Indian reservations in, far to reach places where there's not much to do, giving kids and adults an outlet that's positive and fun, like skateboarding. And speaking of positive and fun, you know my stance on babies skateboarding. I do like animals skateboarding. There's a pig named Norbert, 150-pound black and white pig, that is learning how to skateboard.
Really?
That's some skate news for you. I'm going to Brazil for a skateboarding event.
When is that? I want to talk
Red
more
Bull.
about the pig. Don't try to like change the subject.
Well,
Do you think pigs?
it's in Illinois, and that's
Yeah.
kind of all that's kind of all the information I have. Is this pig is like learning how to skate?
Okay, this is okay, we
It's
need.
150 pounds.
I need to dig into this. Like, why do animals want to skateboard?
Bulldogs in particular, I know.
Why?
are
And
drawn
why
to
is it? But
skateboards.
why is it only bulldogs?
Well, no, because there's
Predominantly
other small
bulldogs.
dogs. There's other small
Predominantly bulldogs.
the shake junt. The Baker dog,
Mhm.
Murdy. That was not a bulldog. That
No,
was
but
like a
I'm
little-
saying, are these?
I think bulldogs are pre.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, does that mean that bulldogs are kind of the nerds of the dog? The reason that I started skateboarding is because I was a nerd and I didn't
No
fit in
fans.
anywhere else.
No friends,
No friends. So are bulldogs and other animals that learn how to skateboard, are they kind of the misfits of the animal world?
I think when you have a face like that, you need something else to make you endearing.
Yeah, there's no like attractive animals in skateboarding. Think about it.
Wow.
You got a pig that wants to skate. It's a freaking pig. Like, look at it.
It's cute.
And you've got a bulldog. Its face just looks like it hit like a wall running at 50 miles an hour.
It looks like a melting candle.
Right. So like
In the best way
it's
possible.
the most unattractive animals pick up skateboarding. Much like
Like us.
us. I'm just trying to draw a parallel so us
Well,
humans
I'm
can
looking
realize what the
around-
attraction is of skateboarding to animals.
I'm looking around at our skate photos, and they're mostly unattractive. Chris Miller is right here. He's very attractive.
He's an attractive man. He
And
bucks
then-
the
but
system.
some of the other guys I'm looking at, not attractive.
No. Anyway, that's okay.
Interesting.
Snowboard news is brought to you by New Greens. New Greens is fantastic for your body. If you don't know
In and
about
out.
New Greens, you'll know more soon. Chris, we're going to open up snowboard news
Thank you, New Greens,
With-
for your support.
with a video that I saw the other day online. It's at a place called Tuckerman's Ravine.
Oh my God, this was crazy.
This was cr-
Describe it for the viewers
Okay,
that haven't seen
so
it.
Tuckerman's Ravine is on a place called Mount Washington that's in New Hampshire.
So wait,
northern
why
New
would
Ham-
you call a mountain in New Hampshire after a other state way across?
Chris, I'm not even going to dignify your question with an answer.
Oh, it's named after the president.
It's
first president.
Mount Washington. It's where the highest wind gust in the world has ever been recorded.
Your bathroom.
And there is essentially like a bowl there that is a pilgrimage for everyone that's on the East Coast that snowboards. You have to hike to it, and it's this big, really steep bowl, and it's the most quote unquote extreme terrain on the East Coast by far. There's couloirs and
What's a
cliffs.
couloir?
Couloirs are like these narrow chutes into
okay.
rocks. Okay, so
That's cool.
it is like
Bar.
in the springtime. On any given Saturday, there'll be a ton of people hiking up there to go up and experience, hiking Tuckerman's Ravine. Now, it is a very steep face.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not for the faint of heart. You need to know how to snowboard to actually go ride there. The weather there can change in a blink of an eye. And so last weekend, there was someone that was riding down basically one of the face chutes. And there, we have actual audio. So what it was is that someone was riding down next to this waterfall, and it's so steep that unless you have your board like edged in there and you're controlling your descent, things can go south very quickly. And this person ended up sliding down this face into the
A hole.
But yeah, it's basically like a Bergstrom, which is like where the snow melts away from the rocks and like where there's water flowing. So they basically fell into a hellhole.
You want to hear it again?
No. This- Why are they applauding?
Oh, what is it? Why?
Ooh, that one from applauding. Yeah.
And he was
That-
okay.
They were okay. It took the guy 10 minutes to climb out. The dude eventually rode down
Rode
next
by
to
the
what is
hole.
called the lunch rocks, which is like it's kind of like a gladiator zone. Like everyone's down there eating on these rocks, and they're watching people just ragdoll down this face because most of the people that go up to Tuckerman's do not have any business being there because it's not for the like I said, not for the faint of heart.
I'm not riding down that.
It's
thing.
very steep, and one mistake has you just tomahawking down the entire face in front of everyone. And it's steep enough that you can have a sustained Tommy.
I think this person needs to be invited to natural selection because obviously they have the gift of send.
They were naturally selected to eat shit that day. And
And
they're lucky
totally
they didn't.
fine.
Totally fine. Totally fine. Spring skiing and snowboarding is in full effect. I just got back from Tahoe. That's why I did not
Oh,
participate
yeah.
last week in the podcast.
Tell me more.
I was in Tahoe.
Now, where Tahoe is in the mountains?
It's in the mountains. It's in the
Okay.
mountains of California. There's a big lake there. It was 70 degrees at the lake and beautiful. And the craziest juxtaposition of conditions ever. Like we were down on the docks on the north shore of Tahoe. Excuse me, west shore of Tahoe. And it was 70 degrees. People were actually swimming, kind of like novelty swim, not really like jumping. Oh my God, it's just Wim Hofing. And there's 10 feet of snow right behind you on the shore. And it was really fun to actually be snowboarding in some real spring weather.
Was it slush?
It was super slushy. Like, it was hot and slushy on the hill, and it was a blast,
Nice.
an absolute blast. I had so much fun up there, and
You were with the family?
I was with the family. You know, getting a family on the hill, even if you've been a pro snowboarder for frickin' 30 years, getting your family on the hill to snowboard in a timely fashion, I don't know how people do it.
Can you imagine running like a camp for
No.
kids?
No. It's
You
like
don't have the patience for
I
that.
get I get the Tahoe. I've been telling people, my family, for 3 weeks. We're going to Tahoe in 3 weeks. I need to know if these boots fit. I need to know if your bindings work. Everyone's like, yeah. No one really wants to pay attention. The morning that we're leaving the house, everyone's got a boot problem. Everyone's got a
My
binding
boots don't
problem. I
fit.
can't find my gloves. I don't know where my goggles are. What the hell, people? Like, come on. Seriously, how long have you been freaking doing this?
That's so funny.
It's insane.
You need a vacation after that vacation.
Totally. Like, it's just like this thing where, like, I'm like, all I want to do is go snowboarding, and I just assume that everyone has their shit together. No. It's
Well,
no.
you know what happens when you assume?
That's right.
You make an ass of you and me.
So anyway, we got back from Tahoe, and so this, in the next couple weeks, well, actually, we've had a couple events that have been going on. Let's talk about those. The uninvited event, Just Kimura's event, happened this weekend at Boreal at Woodward at Tahoe.
Yeah, wasn't invited.
Yeah, of course you weren't, but it was pretty amazing. It was an all-women's snowboard event. It went down.
That's why I wasn't invited.
And it was super fun. It looked like everyone had a great time. The weather was amazing. It was also the debut of Hannah Eddy's signature watches with Nixon.
Nice.
And these watches are great. Here's one right here.
oh,
If
come on, you got.
I have one. I'm going to show people here. Hannah Eddy's art is amazing. You can't see that on
Alright.
that, but you can see it on my live. Hannah Eddy is
Look at you prepared.
freaking awesome. So those will be dropping very soon. In the next couple of weeks, we are heading into some pretty fantastic events. Right now, in a collab that no one ever saw coming, Woodward has partnered up with Snowbird to open up a custom park on the backside of Mineral Basin, which is Snowbird hasn't really played in the snowboard park arena in a very long time.
Oh, on the other.
Yeah, it's kind of like this bowl that
Oh,
faces.
that's my favorite place.
Yeah, you and I rode.
I
That's
love that
where we went.
place.
So there's a big snowboard park there, and this is in preparation
You mean
heading
Snowbird
into
Park.
Peace Park, which is Danny Davis's big signature event, and that will be coming to Snowbird, starting the May 1st. I
Oh,
believe.
that's at Snowbird too.
That's at Snowbird. So there's going to
Snowbird
be
rips.
there's going to be a whole bunch of really fun jumps for the riders to hit, plus this great setup there brought to you by Woodward is going to be happening.
And peaceful.
And peaceful. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's, hopefully the weather is good. Snowbird, the road to Snowbird actually just kind of opened up the other day. It's been closed for 2 weeks because
there's
of
still that much
massive
snow?
amounts of snow. It's nuts. So if you are in Utah or have a chance to get to Utah, the season is not over yet. It is kicking like karate
Damn, that's so cool.
there. Also, in big news, Torment Magazine has named Ben Ferguson as Rider of the Year.
Yeah, Ben.
Of course they did. Ben's movie was incredible. His showing at Natural Selection was insane.
Okay.
So, well deserved. Now, also, in the Natural Selection vein, we are going to be going live with Natural Selection
You are.
next week. That's right.
I'll be
The
watching.
Natural Selection coming from Valdez, Alaska is going to be coming at you guys next Wednesday. So
Sick.
we are.
It's no matter what. It's that day.
That's how it's going.
All right.
And the same crew is going to be there. We're going to be talking funny and watching people rip lines in Alaska, and it should be freaking awesome. I'm
Can't
going to
wait.
go. I might go to Big Bear tomorrow. That's like some news.
For fun.
Yeah, I just want to go hit jumps.
Oh, somebody sent me something. The Mount Baldy Banked Slalom.
Mount Baldy Bank Slalom going down this coming weekend. Another SoCal institution, Mount Baldy. There's so much snow up there
Yeah, it's
that
the
it just looks
1910 Mount Baldy Bank Slalom.
It looks amazing. There's a lot of snow still in the mountains in and around Southern California. The East Coast may be shutting down their mountains. I think Killington's still open, and maybe some of the more northerly Sunday River and also like Sugarloaf. But I think
Still the funniest name of a mountain.
don't let your sugar loaf.
Sugarloaf.
At any rate, there's still a lot of great places to go snowboarding. The
That's awesome.
Quicksilver team will be at Mammoth the 29th through the 5th of May.
Do you really think people will be able to snowboard till August?
I've kind of heard that, and this is, I don't know how much truth there is to this, but I've heard this rumor by several people now that Mammoth is trying to go the 360.
Has that ever happened?
No.
Really?
Nope. They're trying
So
to Mammoth is trying to stay open
If at
until the
least one-
season starts.
If one lift is open
They can pull it.
360 days of the year.
There's so much snow, Chris. They've got more snow than Tahoe even has.
Jeez.
And I mean, like right now, Squaw Valley, or I should say Palisades. It's a hard one for me to switch that up. But Palisades is claiming they're going to be open till July 4th. Mammoth is saying they're going to be open at least until July 4th, which I have a sneaking suspicion is going to be much, much longer.
That'll be fun snowboarding on July 4th.
Snowbird,
Shirts off and
Snowbird usually has a really long season in Utah anyways, and with the
Right.
amount of snow that they have and Woodward's commitment to creating this park, a mineral basin, I think we're going to have a lot more fun times.
I like it.
So, yeah, that's snowboard news. Trying to think of anything else that's going on besides the noise that you're making over there on your phone.
Well, I was looking for questions before we get there. Let's go through nerd news real quick. Nerd news brought to you by Bachan's barbecue sauce. Todd, I told you to get in early on this trend, the electric state.
Can you just
so
describe to me what the electric state
Okay.
is about?
the electric state is a graphic novel that basically it follows a girl and her robot West.
Mhm.
And this is dystopian kind of future, and humanity is like locked into these helmets, these virtual reality helmets, and basically the whole world was locked into these helmets. Something went wrong, the helmets ate their brains, and now the helmets control the humans. The visuals, these giant, just like awesome looking huge robots, like with kind of like pop culture faces and shit, are everywhere. So these two, the girl and the robot, are trying to get West. There's a detective, some kind of agent on their trail. It's by the same guy that came up with the Endless Loop, or
Oh, yeah, the loop.
Life in the Loop, the Loop.
Yeah.
The Loop.
Yeah.
Swedish guy. But
Awesome.
what's the girl from? The girl from not Stranger Things. Yeah, 11. I think 11 from Stranger Things is going to be the star.
Hmm.
It's going to be a big budget thing. But
And
if
this
you-
is coming out on what?
This is in 2024.
But what network? Or is it a movie?
It's either a series or a movie.
Ooh, can't wait.
But we're talking about it now, and so a year from now we can be all snobby about it and say we knew about it before. I did watch a documentary on the animated anime film Akira. When was the last time you watched? When was the last time you watched?
I love
Akira?
Akira.
Dude, this documentary
love
got me
Akira.
back into it. Watched it again. Insane. Anytime, anyway.
Canada! Have you
Any-
guys seen? If you've never seen Akira,
Oh yeah.
please do yourself a favor and watch it. It is like this seminal anime
It changed
movie
everything.
of all time.
It
It
changed
is
animation.
unbelievable.
Other than that, the Mario Brothers movie's out. Have you heard any reviews?
I'm not gonna watch a Mario Brothers movie
Well, I'm not going to the movies.
because you're just weird.
Well, you're not
speaking
going to
of
movies.
movies.
You went to a movie.
I
once.
did. I didn't like it. Speaking of movies, Star Wars had a whole the big Star Wars celebration was
They're
I think
they're overdoing it. It's too much.
a week
Star
and a
Wars.
half ago. I believe it was in the UK. Some huge announcements. Would you like to hear about some of them?
Quickly.
Okay. Well, the Ahsoka series starts in August.
Okay.
There is a new Star Wars series of movies that will be kind of coming out soonish,
I don't even know what's going on.
led by Rey. Do you remember Rey from The Force Awakens and shit?
Yeah.
She's okay. So that She's
I
going to
think
be a
maybe
lead in
just
some of
do,
those
like,
movies.
A big Star Wars movie and not 50 Star Wars
I agree.
series. Is blah,
I agree.
just
I have
give us something
I have
bigger.
Star Wars fatigue.
Me
I
too.
do. But I will
I'm
say this:
fatigued.
that the Mandalorian, last week's episode of the Mandalorian, redeemed the entire season for me.
What do you think about having Jack Black and Lizzo and?
That was, you fucking burnt the marshmallow.
Okay,
Okay, that was
they were guest stars.
It was not
on
good.
Mandalorian.
But last week's Mandalorian was really good.
All right, I'll get there.
This Wednesday is the last one, and then we're done with the Mandalorian until season 4. So I don't
Give
know.
us a break.
But you say that, but like, I don't want a break like we had from the prequels until what we're
I
into
know.
now.
It's just
I don't
a
want
lot
that
of
long of a
Star Wars.
break. I just would rather have like quality over quantity.
Do you ever watch the show Barry?
No.
You ever watch Succession?
No.
You ever watch Top Chef?
No.
100-Foot Wave?
No.
100-Foot Wave's coming back. I think 100-Foot Wave premieres tonight or last night. And I love that show. And this year, they're in Nazare. Garrett's back. The crew's back. They're going to be exposing some young
Exposing themselves to
Nazare
young Nazare
you know,
surfers.
showing us. 100-Foot Wave is amazing. Oh, they did that trip out to Cortez Banks. That's probably going to be in this season. So 100-Foot Wave on HBO. I'm all in there.
They should just call the show Surfing No One Can Relate To.
Well, you can relate to it because it's crazy.
Chris, you know what I'm super into right now? Is this
Jellyfish?
the stealth bomber, like the Blackbird. Remember that thing?
Oh, the SR-55?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Dude.
that was my favorite plane for a
Dude,
long time.
I am so, I don't know what clicked me into it, but I was
It's a
just
strange thing. to
I
be
was
into.
going I
What?
was going down the rabbit hole. Chris is just learning.
I got questions.
Dude. So I was watching this thing, somehow found the pilot of that was talking about this story, and a lot of people have heard this story about like how they were doing a training run from Sacramento over Washington D.C. and back to Sacramento in like 2 hours or something like
Right.
that, okay? And so all these planes are like calling
SR-71.
Yeah, SR-71 Blackbird. And the pilots, like there's like Cessna pilots calling into ground control asking what their ground speed is.
Yeah.
And so first, like the Cessna pilot says, "What's my ground speed?" And the guys goes, "Okay, your ground speed's like 200 and something miles an hour."
Yeah.
And then a little bigger plane, this guy's like, "Well, I'm gonna show off and be like, hey, what's my ground speed?" And they're like, 350 miles an hour. And that guy thinks he's cool. And then like an F-16 is flying, and the F-16 calls in thinking he's the big swinging dick in the air and says, "What's my ground speed?" And they go, "Your ground speed is 600 and something miles an hour." And the guy thinks he's real cool.
Yeah.
And then the guys in the Blackbird call in and they go, "We got a ground speed," and they're like 6,000 miles an hour.
That's fast.
It's pretty cool. Anyways, people have heard that story. I told it really terribly. I fucking love that jet.
Now we're getting nerdy.
Yeah, Firefox.
Shout out Mr. Beast standing up for his trans homie. Mr. Beast is the best. I love that dude.
Do we have questions?
We got questions brought to you by Hansen Surfboards. This is a question from Chris Bailey. Who would you love to see in a joint surf snow movie? Snow directed by the Malloys and surf directed by their cousins, the other Malloys. Whoever you choose would have to both surf and snowboard in the film.
An act?
Sure. Yeah.
Surf and snowboard in the film. Shane Dorian.
All right.
Who you got?
Laird Hamilton.
Perfect.
Like to see him snowboarding.
I would imagine Laird Hamilton would have a very similar style as he does on his foil board on a snowboard.
I think so.
Very wide.
You'd be like, that's Laird.
That is Laird. He's Lairding.
Oh, we got an offer. We got an offer from this is a pretty good offer.
An offer for what?
Surfer sushi chef. Reached out to us on the Monday M.A.S. and is starting new business, using fresh, organic, fresh fish, blah, 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 all the good stuff you want in sushi. He wants to come on the show, make sushi right there while we do the show.
Really?
Are you down?
Yeah.
Okay. At a surfer sushi chef. It's on.
Holy shit.
I will call you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
His name is Julian, specializes in intimate omakase. Chef's choice. To come to your house.
Wow. Do you ever
Okay.
have the chicken sashimi? It's delicious.
Oh yeah. Frank Dixon says, "Bring back the shitty parking at the Pannikin series." Now, we're not involved with that, but we are huge fans of that. And I did recently see a new post of maybe some of the worst asshole parking ever. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a site on Instagram. A site.
Encinitas asshole parking
Encinitas
is
asshole
one of
parking.
the
It's
biggest
super good.
treasures to the internet you could ever find.
Yeah, we're not involved, but it's amazing. So Frank, yes, it's happening. This is from _Modern Mystics, a sticker that says, "I charge small waves." I need that.
Ooh, I charge small wave?
I charge small waves. Adam Art says, Monday Mass question, if you could own one car from a TV show or movie, which one would it be?
The van from Dumb and Dumber that's like a dog.
The dog van?
Yeah.
I'm going to go the James Bond Lotus.
Ooh, from For Your Eyes Only.
Yes, James Bond Lotus.
Dude,
I used
that
to
thing
love
is sick.
Lotuses so much. I probably loved Lotuses because of that movie more than you.
That was like the
SR-71s.
best opening scene for a Bond movie ever.
The snowboarding?
No,
Skiing?
no, For Your Eyes Only.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
was it?
No, that's from Never Say Never Again.
Are you sure? I thought it was For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only. Best song.
I'm pretty sure that the Lotus is from Your Eyes Only.
I think the Lotus from Europe, but the snowboarding.
That's
part,
from View to a Kill.
No,
Dun,
it's Roger Moore.
Dun, dun, dun.
A View to a Kill.
So is For Your Eyes Only is also Roger Moore.
Right.
A View to Kill
View to
is
Kill is
also
Roger
Moore, and that's the
Living Daylights is Timothy Dalton.
right.
Roger Moore is the best Bond.
Timothy Dalton
Don't at
is
me.
the worst Bond.
Roger Moore is the best Bond. Don't at me.
I think
Fight
that what's the new guy's name? He's pretty fucking good.
He's done. He's done though.
I know.
They're saying the next Bond is going to be someone random. Might be Todd Richards. This is a great question, and I don't know if we're going to have an answer for this, but Old Nerdy Bastard says, why do snowboard companies use the metric system when skate and surf use imperial?
Interesting.
Meaning, you ride a skateboard that's 8.5 inches wide. You ride a surfboard that's a 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
You ride a snowboard that's a 156 centimeters.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because snowboarding is originated in Europe? Did it?
No. I don't know.
Snowboarding originated in freaking
I know that LibTech for a little bit had their snowboards measured in feet.
like 5'3".
And actually, I think that's pretty rad. But the funny thing is like, I don't know if you remember this. You might be too young, but I remember vividly in grade school when they tried to
switch to the metric
system for like 4 days.
and it didn't work.
And it didn't work, and they just
Obviously
switched back. Wait, wait. We have
Americans are
The
smart.
Spy Who Loved Me was the Lotus S1.
Okay,
Is that true? Is it true? I think that's true.
That seems early for the Lotus that I'm talking about.
No, you're talking about the white Lotus that goes into water and the thing. I had the Corgi metal car
right
of that,
let
and
me
it
just-
shot missiles out of the back of it.
Yeah, and it
thing
could
was
go
awesome.
underwater, turn into a submarine.
That's right. That's the whole point because you've been saying a
James
submarine.
Bond Lotus Esprit.
What movie? What movie?
Well, just give me a second. Oh my God! Yes, allow the cookies.
Ugh.
The Spy Who Loved
Spy
Me.
Who
Who
Loved
said
Me.
that?
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Look at James Bond on a Lotus in the car. In the thing.
Kakopi. Khaki Cope. I don't know how the hell to say your name.
Merrick
Kakiopi.
Hale
Thank you.
says Bell's contest has history, but when is enough enough? It's enough. We get it. Bell's is famous and great and goes way back in surfing. Have a heritage event there, but then have a high performance modern day contest somewhere else.
It's that bad.
It's like Swami's. It's like the same wave as Swami's, and Swami's is great, but you don't have a championship tour event there.
Okay. Fair
Bell's just gonna
Fair enough. You're fucking
light
dead.
me up. Dead to me, man. Great question, Adam Art. Hana Lee says, how common is it for surfers to start doing really well in their second year on the CT, like Molly Picklum and Zhao Chianca right now? Are they the exceptions? Well, I think for Zhao Chianca, he got his ass kicked in his rookie year, and so he came back with a vengeance, surfing brilliantly, pissed off. So I think for him, that was a huge thing. Usually it's the opposite. Molly Picklum, she is similar. Got beat bad early on, came back super strong. So I think they learned quickly and were able to adapt. Usually, you look at other surfers who come out amazingly in their rookie year and then just disappear. What's the Australian kid's name? Who made the top 5? And then, anyway, we don't want to get negative.
Hey,
It's not that rare, but it's pretty rare because Zhao and Molly are kicking ass, and they're both in their second year. They're both in the #1 spot.
I just had the other day the guys from Stab Mag came to my house to film season 2 of How Surfers Get Paid.
Tight.
So
That's awesome.
I'm very excited about
I wasn't
that, how that's
invited.
gonna. Well, you don't know. You might be interviewed
I don't know how
soon.
surfers get paid.
You don't know how.
They get paid with positivity for me. I think Stab is just done with me.
Really?
Which is fine.
Why?
I love
You
them.
should be more negative.
I love them.
I think they want you to be more negative.
Okay. Fuck them. But I love them. I love that show, too. I can't wait to see you on it. DJ wants to know, Monday Mass question. Chris and Todd, if you couldn't live in Southern California, where would you call home and why?
Ooh, big question. Cambria,
Yeah?
probably.
Yeah. I would say somewhere up there. SF, Oakland, Marin, Sausalito.
I don't think
somewhere
I'd want
really
to. I don't think I'd want to go
above the Dixon County line.
I don't want to get further into the Red Triangle.
Yeah.
Cambria is pretty in the Red Triangle.
Yeah.
It's pretty country. I will say this: when we drove up to the in-laws' house over Easter, it's so green right now
beautiful.
and so many
Yeah.
flowers. It's like Northern California is on another level of beauty right now.
Live in
It
the
looks like
countryside of Japan.
yeah, Japan's cool.
North Island, New Zealand, by
Ooh,
Raglan.
I'd rather.
I'd love
Yeah,
it. I'd love it. We got to wrap this up.
I could live.
Todd's
Yeah,
dying.
all right.
Sam Rainier says, how cold is it down at Bell's? It looks miserable, but for some of the guys are in short arms. The other day, Owen Wright is shivering in his post-heat interview. I think Bell's is actually very similar to California,
I think
temperature-wise.
but they surf in short arms because they want mobility for a very short period of time.
I think the water's probably like, I'm going to go Imperial system here because I don't know.
62.
Probably mid-60s. So it's not super freezing in the water, but the air is super cold. So that's why you kind of see that. Blake Wall says, Chris and Todd, have you been doing anything out of usual lately to increase stoke per day? I went on a surf trip.
That's a solid
I
question.
went on a personal surf trip, and that has filled my stoke tank for a while because I was getting really pissed off at surfing.
That's
so
a
that
really
helped.
that's a solid question.
Yeah,
What have you
what have
done
you been done
to stoke yourself out today?
in the shower?
No, he didn't say stroke.
Personal surf trip, even if it's just for a couple days, that you bring that shit home with you and you're stoked.
I like stickering stuff.
Remember Todd and I had a conversation.
Putting stickers on stuff is cool.
If your car has more than 5 stickers, you might be insane, right?
Do you think so?
Yeah. Those cars with 35 stickers on the back? That person's crazy.
No, they're crazy.
So I think the number is 5 or 6.
It's what really grinds my gears is
What?
I'm such a sticker aesthetic person, on my snowboards, my sponsor stickers, there has to be a geometric theme to it.
Yeah.
It's almost to the point of
mania.
I start to have visceral reactions to people that I just look at who have haphazardly thrown stickers on their snowboard. It makes me makes my skin crawl.
At one point I had 6 sponsors for surfing, and for some reason all the sponsors that I rode for were either squares or and so it was really hard to get the sticker job right. And I remember, no matter how good the board was shaped, if I put the stickers on wrong and tried to write it, it ruined the board.
Dude, sticker jobs are 60% of snowboarding for me.
At least.
Maybe even in the 70s. If my board looks like shit, I can't ride it.
What about if there's a corner peeled up on the sticker?
Then I'm looking for someone's lighter to fix that shit instantly.
This is from Ari 201. Working class vacation. How much water do you both drink every day?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Hey, I'm
But
gonna
I
throw.
got surf water and I got hydration.
I'm gonna throw this out to the
from
people
Bubs
that are
Naturals.
watching live right now. I need to Photoshop his head on something this week. Can I just get I need 10 ideas real quick, from what's happening
Who's he
in the
talking to?
world today.
Who's he talking
I'm
to?
talking to the people that are paying attention. I just
Oh.
need some ideas for Chris's head.
Are you tired from your vacation?
No,
No.
not at all.
Usually you're a lot smarter than that.
You're not smarter than that.
You're guy.
All right, well,
Thanks for having us.
we are we're a podcast about nothing, and we're bringing that to you every
We
week.
could be here all day, but we'll be here next week. Bye.
No one's giving me any ideas. Give me ideas.